All right, so it's Mo's turn to be in the hot seat. We call it Plead the Fifth. We have all submitted uncomfortable questions for Mo. He's allowed to wuss out and say, you know what, I'll take the plead on one of these questions. But he likes to go through all of them.
I do. Never wussed out before. Won't happen today either. Let's do it.
I don't think I've ever heard a more unenthusiastic let's do it than I just heard.
You want me to be excited about this?
No. It was just verbally obvious.
Yeah, it was like a let's get it over list.
Yeah.
Well, Bert, Chris, and Abby, let's climb aboard the ladder. Head up to that platform because we're about to dive into Mo's soul.
How long did it take you to come up with that?
These are some serious questions.
The Chat GPT line.
No, it's not. That's a Tommy GPT line.
You should have blamed it on Chat GPT.
You saw the visual, though. We're all on that platform together, about to dive. Here we go, Mo. Question number 1. What effects from the relationship with your birth dad are you still working out as an adult?
Deep.
Told you. Diving into his soul.
It's a good question.
For those that don't know the history, you want to just give them 30 seconds of it?
It was a pretty abusive relationship for about a year of my life when I decided to go live with him. Just super, super physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive. That was pretty much the rundown of it.
Now, later in life, you guys circled back and things are cool now.
Yeah, I would say as I got into like my early 20s, we started to kind of put the relationship back together, and we've been solid ever since. And I've reached a place with him I honestly never thought I could. I didn't even think it was possible. But we're here now. But lingering effects, I think when you come into the world when you're that age and the person who you feel like is supposed to be your protector and is supposed to be the person that, you know, is the one to keep you from pain, is actually causing the pain and a lot of pain, I think you kind of carry that forever. I think it's difficult to ever feel accepted. It's difficult to ever trust. It's difficult to ever, I guess, see life in a way that you probably should see life because the one person you thought would always protect you the most is the person that caused you the most pain.
Good answer.
Amanda and I were just talking about this the other day. It's maddening sometimes. I don't know if you get to this place, but there are times where I get to it because you guys know how I grew up. My parents sucked. It angers me sometimes that the effect of my childhood is still affecting me all these years later. It's just like there's some regret, some resent there still.
Yeah, I think it was always tough to accept it and to not be angry at it. I was angry for the longest of times because why? Like, why me? Why him? Why'd he do it? But I think at some point I just accepted that he was where he was in his life. And it happened the way it happened. There's nothing either one of us can do. And I've decided to move on. But once you accept it, I think it becomes a little bit easier, but it's always there.
All right. We're in Mo's soul. The water is warm.
Yeah, I felt like 2 questions.
I don't know, I'm kind of cold.
Are you ever truly at peace? And if so, when?
Vacation. That's it. That's the only time.
Doing nothing or doing stuff on vacation or just sitting there with your thoughts?
Either one.
Yeah.
Just being away.
Yeah, just being away from it all of the pressures, all of the responsibilities, people pulling at you. You know, you always wondering if you're doing right, if you're not. I think when I go on vacation, I have learned. It took a while. It wasn't always like this on vacation, but I've eventually learned that when I go on vacation, all of that's just not there for a week or for whatever the time is. I am just completely in the moment and only focused on that, and those are the best times of my life by far.
Do you guys think most people are like that? That there's no peace until you're just like away?
I think some people even still struggle having peace on vacation. Like you're thinking, oh God, I'm away from everything where I know I have control of my life and I'm not looking at my Wi-Fi and I'm looking at my email. I think some people have a hard time with that too.
I get antsy after about 4 days. Like I'll have peace, then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be stressed.
See, that's funny because I'm antsy out the gate and it takes me 4 days until I can finally like get settled.
Oh yeah.
It's very, very, very hard for me to relax on vacation.
As soon as you relax, it's over?
Yep.
All right. Halfway point, question number 3. What is one part of white culture you'd never admit to liking out of fear of losing your black card?
That's funny.
What is one that I don't know if I would fear losing my black card. I would say Nickelback, probably.
Yeah. I thought you were going to come out pretty strong with that one.
I was trying to think of something better, but probably Nickelback.
What do you like least about working in morning radio?
By the time you got to get up.
Yeah, morning.
The morning part of it. Yeah, for
The
sure.
radio part, not bad. The morning part, that sucks.
Yeah, it's rough.
Abby and I were talking about this before you guys got in today. These hours, if you're up this early listening live, your circadian rhythms are so jacked up that you can't, your sleep patterns mess up everything. It jacks with your health so much. She's having problems. I'm going doing this sleep study tonight. Just these hours right here make the whole day tough.
It's rough on the quality of life. Even when, like, some days I get up and it's not so bad, the actual waking up part, but even like at night when you get the anxiety because you know you got to go to sleep and you're worried about it, it definitely gets in the way.
This is also the toughest time of year because it's like bright at 8:30 p.m. You hear kids outside and you're like in bed. Like, what am I doing?
Under the blanket like a loser. Yeah.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but you think, oh, you'll get used to it. You'll figure something out. I'm like 20 years in and I still like have the hardest time getting up in the morning.
Amen.
Have you ever, this is the last question, by the way. Have you ever considered leaving the Bert Show and all these whiteys to go work for a predominantly black show?
All these whiteys is literally put in there.
I may have added that.
Okay.
Yes, I've considered it, but obviously never did it. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's the answer.
Do you remember at what point? Like, was there a triggering point on the show, or was
After
it
Live Like a Woman Week.
a couple
Definitely
years
the first
ago?
one. Yeah, that was the first time for sure.
When you and I had to put dresses on.
Yeah, but the dresses was rough. That was a rough time.
You all did look beautiful in your bridal wear, though.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you said yes to the dress, which was very exciting.
But the dress said no to me.
Yeah.
The Bert Show.